Hello guys, it's Dale here. I'm just trading the Japanese yen. There was a strong level based on volume profile, and now I'm trading it with the order flow. So I was thinking about showing you how I'm approaching this trade. Let me quickly show you why I'm trading the Japanese yen right now. All right. So let me switch over to that volume profile chart. So this is the Japanese yen futures, and check this out, volumes within this candle. There were huge volumes accumulated in here when the price went boom and boom. This is a setup which I call the rejection setup. I trade from the beginning of that heavy volume zone, which is from here. I published this level in my members area yesterday, and that's why I'm trading this level with the order flow. So the idea is that sellers who rejected the price in here within this rejection will become active again. We see those guys in here. This is the significant volume cluster, right? So they are supposed to become active again and push the price downwards from here again. So let me switch over back to the order flow chart, and let me show you what I really like about this trade. So this is the reaction to the level, right? This is where the price hit that level. I'll just print a line there at that level, and I'll print that line on all the charts. The thing that I really like here is how negative the delta was as the price was going towards the level, right? This is weird, right? Because the price is going upwards, but the delta below each footprint is telling us that sellers are jumping in, but the price is going upwards. You can see that also on the cumulative delta right here. This is price action chart, 1 minute time frame. Below it, this is cumulative delta. There's a huge divergence. Delta dropping, price rising. So even though the price is rising, sellers are jumping in at the same time. And this is telling me that there's likely to be a reaction, right? That's why I entered at first touch. I didn't need any other confirmation because this was good confirmation enough. And now I'm in that trade, and I think that the price will reverse and go downwards. See, one more footprint and delta is still negative, even though the price is more or less rotating here or going upwards a bit. The delta below each footprint is negative. What the delta is telling us is basically aggressive sellers versus aggressive buyers. All right, with each footprint we have aggressive sellers versus aggressive buyers, and if the delta below the footprint is negative, then the sellers are way more aggressive than buyers. All right, like in here and all those footprints that came before that. That's why the cumulative delta is dropping, and that's why I'm pretty positive about this trade. Now, let me show you where I aim with the take profit. It's best visible on this 30-minute chart in here. This is a chart that shows total volumes, and I'm aiming for take profit in here. I'll print a line there. This will be the take profit. I'll just print it on all the charts so you can see it better. Take profit is in here because we have heavy volume zone here, right? This heavy volume zone could prove a support, and that's why I want to quit the trade in here. All right. Also, the price made a reaction here in the past, which means that this level worked as a resistance here because the price was bouncing off that. Now the price went past that resistance, possibly turning that resistance into a support. This is a price action setup. I know that I'm showing this on order flow, but basically each order flow footprint is one candle, so it isn't that different. So this will be the take profit, at least the first take profit, where I'll quit first half of the trade. And because of this dropping delta and because of this very nice divergence between price and delta, I plan to trail the second part of that trade some more, because this looks promising, this negative delta. I'll just take the first half of the trade in here, first half of the profit here, and then I'll try and trail the second half of that position. And let me now look at the ideal take profit for that trade. Well, what caught my eye at first was this heavy volume zone. So this could be the second take profit, but to me, this is a bit too far. So I'm going to be hoping that the price will just move a huge and fast movement towards this zone. And I'll be watching closely the 5-minute overflow. Also this chart where I have the cumulative delta. And if I see something that would tell me that I should quit the trade, I mean the second half of the trade, then I'll do it. But right now, let's just focus on getting out with that first half of the position in this place where we have that heavy volume cluster and the first take profit. What I like here is how the price reacted to this node on the 5-minute footprint. This was the reaction boom. So it held as it was supposed to. Delta is still negative, which is great. I like this very much. And there is forming significant volume zone in here. If the price is below it, then this heavy volume zone will work as a resistance. I've just secured my stop loss here, to that reaction point. So now I'm trading without risk. The price shouldn't go past those heavy volumes here. This is where I have the stop loss. So far looking good. So it looks like we have a moment, so I can comment on what's on my screen, all those charts here. So the first one on the left, it is a 30-minute chart, shows total volumes and also volume profile of today. This gives me sort of overview of what's going on. I'm using this chart to plan where to place a take profit or stop loss. I'm looking for those significant volume clusters here. And the chart on the right, this is a 5-minute chart. It shows bid and ask. So this is sort of a standard order flow chart with standard footprints. This one below that, I've already commented on that. It is a 1-minute price chart in here, and below that, cumulative delta. The last chart here, it shows filtered trades, which means that it shows only the biggest trading orders. I don't see any here now, so not looking at it too much now. So that's what I have on my screen, everything that I need. Right now, I'm mostly looking at this chart and what's going on in this current footprint. I'm always looking at the cumulative delta, whether it's still dropping, and right now delta in all those footprints is negative, which is great. As I was saying, it is telling us about aggressive sellers. So those guys are clearly dominating the market right now, and it gives me the confidence in this trade. Now the price jumped upwards a bit, but here on the left side of the footprint, all right, that's the take profit number 1. I just took the profit here with first half of my position. What I was going to say was that there were huge selling imbalances here. Those blue numbers, those are showing me that sellers are way more aggressive than buyers. And with my software, if there are 3 or more times more aggressive than buyers, that means that bid is 3 or more times bigger than ask, then those get highlighted in blue. All right, so what I was going to say was that even though the price jumped upwards, then we saw that it jumped downwards again with all those imbalances, which is definitely a good sign. And again, it's confirming what I'm saying from beginning, that sellers are currently dominating here. It's important what will happen now, because the price just hit the support I was talking about, You can see it in here. All right, this is the level. So it's important what's going to happen now. As I was saying, I quit the first half of the trade in here. Now I'll be waiting and watching carefully and closely. If there's something that I don't like, I'll just quit with the second half of the position. But right now, I'm still in the short with the second half of the position. Delta is negative, which is great. So we'll see. What's difficult about this trade is the second take profit. If you look at this 30-minute chart again, as I was saying, it's too far. Right, this is the entry. This is the first take profit. And the second take profit is just too far because the second nearest high volume cluster is in here. So it's very, very far. And I'm a bit afraid to trail the trade for so long until it reaches this take profit. So I'm a bit hesitant about that. I would really need the price to go boom, downwards fast, with imbalances, negative deltas, stuff like that. Otherwise, I'll be very careful and I may quit the second half of the position a bit earlier. Now, what I don't like here, looking at this 5-minute footprint, this area of that footprint, is that we have huge bid and also a huge ask here. Let me zoom it in a bit. Huge bid, huge ask, huge bid, huge ask, huge bid, huge ask. Because this could be a reaction to this heavy volume zone, and it could be a setup which I call the absorption setup. In this case, it would mean that sellers were pushing the price downwards, but buyers started to buy everything the sellers had to sell. That's showing on the ask, and boom, price could go upwards. So this could be the absorption setup forming in this support, and I'm a bit afraid about this. Right, see this buying activity. I don't like this at all. So what I'm going to do, if there's a pullback to this heavy volume zone again, I'm going to quit the trade. I'm going to quit it, I mean the second half of the position, I'm going to quit it in here. So hopefully there'll be a pullback. Hopefully the price just won't go like boom upwards. Hopefully there'll be a pullback and I take the profit in here, one tick above this heavy volume zone, which could again work as a support and turn the price upwards again. I hope you are following my train of thoughts. I know that this is a bit fast. Maybe if you are not used to reading order flow, maybe this is a bit complicated, but hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to make it simple. So a little sum up of what I'm doing right now. The price reacted to a level in here. This was the reaction. Hit the take profit in here. I said that this could be potential support because there was heavy volume zone. The price made it to the take profit. And then there was a confirmation that this support is working. The confirmation is the absorption setup in here. And then the price started to react there. So now I want to quit the trade in here above this heavy volume zone that just formed here, above this zone. You can see it better in here. Hopefully the price will go there and I'll be able to quit the trade. So this is where I'll quit it, right? The blue line. What I like here is the negative delta. What I don't like here is the absorption setup formed exactly at that support. This was the support. And the absorption formed exactly at the level. I don't like that at all. I didn't quit the trade yet. Alright guys, so I just quit the trade. I'm out. I won't be trailing this anymore. I can see that there are selling imbalances, but this is still heavy volume zone standing in the way. And the way I see it, there are basically two forces against each other. One is telling me that the price will go downwards, and that's all those negative deltas, all right? All those. Also in here, the cumulative delta. On the other hand, there was a support in here, and the price made a confirmation, order flow setup confirmation, that was the absorption setup, telling me that buyers are buying and they will possibly push the price upwards. So one thing is telling me down, the other thing is telling me up. And because this was second half of my position, I decided to quit the trade, not to risk it. Partly also because the second take profit was just too far. I didn't really feel like trailing all the way to that place. So I'm out, and let's see what happens now. I'll leave the chart open, pause the video and come back later to see how this plays out. Wow, I'm glad I'm not trading this anymore. If I was, I would just be stopped out in here. What we see now is buying imbalances. So I think this trade was pretty well managed. I hope you guys learned something new, something useful here. And if you are interested in learning more about order flow trading, what I definitely recommend is checking my website and my educational and indicator courses. Let me show you just really briefly. So this is my website, trader-dale.com. If you click this button which says browse courses, it will take you to this page. As you can see, I'm currently running a special sale on my educational and indicator packs. This one is a pack which focuses on volume profile trading. Below that, there's the order flow pack, which focuses on day trading with order flow. It includes my custom-made order flow software. That was the software which you saw in this video. Then it includes order flow video course, where I'll show you all my tricks and setups which I use when trading order flow. And also this pack includes my volume profile indicators, which very nicely work together with the order flow. Alright, so that's briefly what this pack includes. What I recommend is checking out this video. It will show you everything that's included in this order flow pack in detail. So check it out, see for yourself, and if you decide you want to improve your order flow trading, then you can get it right here for a discounted price. Alright, so that's about that. Thanks for watching, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time. Until then, happy trading!